Now, if you're 16 years old, the war is in full swing, and you get a tap on the shoulder from a man who says, "I've got a job for you," what would you think? For Trevor Miners, it led him into a world so secret and covert that the details have only begun to emerge in the last 20 years. When war broke out, fear of a German invasion gripped parts of Cornwall. The residents of Perranporth feared their vast, long beaches would be easily invaded by German landing craft. Trevor Miners remembers exactly what it was like.
I remember waking up in the morning and then going for a walk on Long Beach, that all of a sudden minefields were being produced on the beach. And then afterwards, barbed wire put all the way around them. And then across the beach would have been an anti-tank barrier built with bars all the way across, which to me now, these days, wouldn't have stopped very much, really. And after Dunkirk, it did look as though the Germans might invade. I mean, there was nothing to stop them. We didn't have many guns. All our tanks and everything were left in France on the beaches of Dunkirk. It did seem that the Germans would come over right away.
The jaws of the Nazi whale were set to swallow Jonah.
And what about Jonah?
After the fall of Dunkirk, Churchill feared the real possibility of an invasion by 200,000 German troops. He ordered the establishment of independent guerrilla forces across Britain. They became known as the Secret Army.
I was only 16, and then my brother was called up for the army, and he was also a member of the Secret Army. So I took his place. So you sign the secrecy document, and when you start, you say, you know the district well, you are very honest, and of course, being secret, you couldn't even tell your parents what you were doing. So to me, it was, being a young lad, it was quite a thing.
Each Secret Army unit had its own underground bunker. If the German invasion had succeeded, the 8 members of each unit would have lived there.
This was the tunnel, which were our first secret bunker was formed, which me at the tender age of 16 was very exciting. The bunker was covered by earth some 15 feet above, so it was very secluded and nobody would have known we were there. We would have to stay there probably, if the Germans had arrived, possibly 3 to 4 weeks, and then we would come out and attack them in the rear and do as much damage as we could possibly do.
As the war dragged on, the authorities feared that lapses in security would allow German forces to sabotage air bases and other military installations. The Secret Army were asked to infiltrate these locations and simulate an attack.
We were the Secret Army, and we had to attack the defences of this aerodrome, to attack the Spitfires, which were in this bunker here. And we came up over the cliff from there, came up here and stuck our stickers onto the Spitfire, and avoiding the security staff that were supposed to be patrolling all the way around here, they thought that we would attack them from the land side. And the security of the aerodrome had a good telling off, because we got in so easily.
Despite all his preparations, Trevor never saw action.
When it came to November 1944, which was our last stand down, and given a badge, and we were also given that leaflet which told us that unfortunately you did a marvellous job, that you'd saved the troops, thousands of men, of doing other jobs, and secrecy will prevail, and unfortunately you will never be thanked for doing the job that you've done.
Let's be blunt about it. You were trained to kill.
Yes, we were trained in unarmed combat, how to use explosives and various other devices, throwing Mills bombs and sticky bombs and all that sort of thing.
All because the expectation was that the Germans could well mount an invasion here on the coast of Cornwall.
Yes, there was a book by David Lamp who went to Germany and found information from the Germans that 100,000 troops would be invading the beaches of Devon and Cornwall. So at that time it was quite possible that they would have landed, you see.
And a lot was done in disguise. What, there was a book on, issued as a booklet on how to make fertilizer, but actually it was a book on what, how to make bombs?
How to make bombs, yes. The fertilizer was put on the book was to make it look as though it was a book on horticulture and that sort of thing, you know.
Because you and the few colleagues who were trained with you knew that if the Germans invaded and you were captured, they weren't going to let you go.
Oh, no, no. Well, we knew that we had no identification whatever, and had we been captured, we would have, no doubt, we would have been shot, although at that time we didn't think about that part. We would do the best we could, and that was that, yes.
Remarkable role you play. Thank you so much, Trevor, for talking to us and sharing it with us. Thank you.
You're welcome.